Luxury on an empty stomach, the paradox of Hotel Presidential Enugu. On Friday, August 22nd, 2025, Governor Peter Obi cut the ribbon at the renovated Hotel Presidential in Enugu, a 4-story, 100-room landmark first built in 1963 under Dr. Michael Obara. The ceremony was awash with nostalgia and big promises: tourism, conferencing, jobs, and a springboard towards the administration's vaunted $30 billion economy target. Yet, outside the floodlights, in the Enugu ask a simpler question: how does a luxury hotel help a city gasping under taxes, joblessness, and thinning purchasing power? The optics are stark: luxury on an empty stomach. There is historical poetry in restoring a hotel conceived during the Obara era of industry and public purpose. When we have industries and farm settlements, but a ribbon cutting does not feed a family, and there is no plan for that in Enugu through industrialization. Today, Enugu battles rising cost, weak household demand, and complaints of multiple taxation and overzealous enforcements that squeeze transporters, traders, and small manufacturers. Even the government has acknowledged the problem at various points and issued measures and executive orders to improve the business climate. The administration frames hospitality as an economic catalyst, anchoring conferences, travel, and service jobs. That is a fair argument in a healthy local economy. But services flourish when production flourishes. Without power, reliable industries clusters, affordable transport, logistics, and a pipeline of value-adding firms, a shiny hotel risks becoming an island of elite consumption in a sea of hardship. Who pays and who gains? Concession and management. At the unveiling, the governor publicly thanked Amber Hospitality as concessionaire managers of the reconstructed hotel, confirming the project's outsourced structure. Prior concessions under previous administrations involved Prime View Hotels e-hospitality services on long tenures and were marred in disputes. Enugu residents observe the exact current terms, including revenue share, tenure guarantees, and any state obligations. Public debt context. In October 2023, the House of Assembly approved a 170 billion naira loan request for capital projects, with debt-funded spending in play and a 2025 budget push nearing 971 billion naira. Transparency around each naira funded what, especially at high-profile assets, is not a courtesy, it is a duty. Government's friendly outlets trumpets the reopening but offer no audited cost breakdown, no independent valuation of works, and no public release of the concession agreement. Until those documents are published, the public cannot verify whether the investment yields fair value for Enugu or merely funnels public opportunity into private pockets. In practice, residents and business groups across the Southeast, Enugu included, have repeatedly decried multiple taxes, levies, and roadside enforcements that depress sales and push firms informal or out of business. The administration has signaled reforms, including a revenue service law to streamline collections, but on streets, the daily experience still feels punitive, and hotels do not cure that. Governor Obi campaigned to scale Enugu economy to $30 billion. 2 years on, residents still struggle to name new large-scale factories actually producing at scale, energized industrial estates with 24/7 power, or export-ready value chains bettered by targeted policy. The administration's communications highlights tourism and aviation adjacent projects and a swelling budget, but gross narratives must meet factory gates, not podiums. Dr. M.I. Obara built the original Hotel Presidential in Enugu in 1963 with an all-inclusive budget of just $2.5 million. That amount covered not only the 7-story, 100-room hotel, but also architectural design, EIA furnishing, swimming pool, Olympics tennis courts, and vast land for future expansion. It was a visionary project, conceived transparently and built as part of a broader master plan for Eastern Nigeria's development. Now compare that with today. Nobody can tell you exactly how much the rehabilitation of the same hotel cost. Land that Dr. Obara preserved for future expansion has been steadily sold off by successive governments. That's not visionary leadership. That's asset stripping. People keep saying that it would give jobs. That is one of the benefits of the hotel. Hotel jobs are among the lowest paying in Enugu. Private hotels are notorious for owing staff salaries for months. High staff turnover is the norm, with little to no job security. Ask yourself, how many graduates can truly build a career in Enugu hotels? The reality is these jobs are mostly menial, unstable, and exploitative. That cannot be counterpiece of any serious employment policy. Enugu today is one of the most expensive states to live in Nigeria, not because of prosperity, but because of excessive taxation imposed by the state government. Many businesses, including hotels, have been forced to shut down or fire staff just to survive. There is a direct link between high taxation and unemployment, and the people feel it every day. So instead of creating jobs, the government is suffocating businesses and then pointing to one rehabilitated hotel as progress. And by the way, who is Amber? Why did they only appear after state funds were already used to rehabilitate the hotel? What are the terms of their agreements with the government? If the government was sincere, Amber would have been part of the financing from day one. Instead, they came in after the heavy lifting was done with taxpayers' money. That doesn't smell like partnership, it smells like patronage. Let's even assume billions were spent. Do you know what else could have been achieved with that money? Thousands of low-cost housing units for ordinary citizens, dozens of processing plants or manufacturing companies that create real and sustainable jobs, infrastructure that directly impacts everyday life, roads, schools, hospitals. But instead, the people are left with an elite hotel where a single night costs twice the monthly salary of a civil servant. So please, next time, let's not insult the legacy of Dr. Michael Okmara, whose visionary investment in Eastern Nigeria's future is years apart from the current governor. One is built for generations to benefit, the other is squandering public trust for the benefits of a few. The people of Enugu deserve transparency and developments that touches lives, not vanity projects wrapped in nostalgia.
Let me give you a post right now.